All right, good afternoon. Our next lecturer for this session is Dr. Mohsen AlOzaibi, who's a dentist and professional blogger. He graduated in 2009 with a bachelor's degree in dental science. He's currently the dental manager and marketing advisor at Healthway Medical Center, Abu Dhabi. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mohsen AlOzaibi.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Mohsen, and we're going to talk about something that I'm passionate about, but it's going to be about dental marketing, but unconventionally. Okay? First of all, you need to understand, there's an echo, right? First, you need to understand what marketing is. Marketing is basically a combination of different sciences: economics, sociology, social science, mathematics, etc. But what we're going to talk about here is dental marketing. It's basically predicting the needs and wants. I know. I hear there's like a echo, right? It's predicting the needs and wants of the current and future patients, providing a service and an experience that's competitive with the rivals, and making sure it's profitably, efficiently. So our objectives is to maintain the current patients and increase new patients in a way that's beyond the growth of organically or word of mouth. I want to give you unconventional ideas, things that are different and unique so that you can actually utilize them. But the most important thing in the thing is there is no one-size-fits-all technique. You have to use every technique that's possible and make sure you collect data to check if it's efficient. That's why the most important thing in the data plan is collect data always. Make sure that you know which means you use and which one was most efficient, so that you can either improve on it or you can change it completely. So I like to divide the marketing, in my opinion, into three things. First of all, the dentist, which is most likely everyone who's here. You need to understand the psychology of the patient. The patient usually when they come to the clinic, they're subconsciously thinking about you. And when they think about you, they think, should I trust you and should I respect you? And we assume that we should get the respect or show them our competence, that we're the best dentist, we can do everything good, we can do a great job. But that's not what the patient wants. The patient actually wants from you to show them warmth and care, to make them trust you. Once they establish trust, they will actually respect you more. So you would ask yourself, how do you get trustworthiness? Trustworthiness is basically showing them genuine care, showing them a safe environment. Don't be judgmental. Don't go to the patient and say, your teeth are horrible, you don't take care of your teeth, you don't brush your teeth. Don't do that. Tell them this is a safe environment, we understand the case, and we'll take care of you. Understand their financial situation so they can provide treatments that are suitable with the financial level. Don't try to sell your services. Educate people. Don't tell them I have a bleaching that's discounted, a special offer. Tell them I have bleaching and it has special benefits for your case. Share your vision. Each clinic has a vision. Show to the patient what your vision is and be passionate about it. Always put an extra effort in the patient's satisfaction. So know the patient and document them. Imagine a patient would come to my clinic and he would say, hey, Dr. Mohsen, I have to do bleaching as soon as possible because tomorrow is my daughter's wedding and it's been so hectic at work at ADNOC. Okay, I would note that things down on his personal biography on the file. And then when he comes the second time, I would actually say, how was your daughter's wedding? How was work at ADNOC? How was the bleaching done? Were you happy? Because of those questions and the things I asked him, I showed the patient that I had a very personal level with him, and he trusted me more. He showed it because he assumed that I cared about him more. Brand yourself. Branding yourself is important for you to show them who you are if you're not able to introduce yourself to them or express your name, or you forgot to give them their name. Because basically, a lot of the patients would forget who your name is, or who you are. So to help that, you can actually brand yourself with other ways other than your name. In a clinic that has 4 or 5 dental chairs, easiest thing to do is actually color code each room so that they will say, I want to go to the doctor in the red room or the doctor in the green room, because that helps them know who you are without remembering your name. A second thing I actually do is that because I have an accent in Saudi, So that people assume I am Saudi, and they always say, I want to go to the Saudi dentist. That helped ban me a lot. While I was working in life coaching, there was a life coach who would actually give Kit Kat on every session in the first 10 minutes, to the point that we remember him as Kit Kat coach. Even though we don't remember his name, but you remember him, he's a Kit Kat guy. So try to brand yourself in a way that you're unique. Keep it professional. When I say keep it professional, I mean how you look, how you wear, how you dress, and how your business card is. A lot of people have business cards and they actually use something that is generic, Gmail, Yahoo, and Bing, or whatever. That's not professional. Try to use a custom domain instead of a generic domain. And it's very, very easy. You just buy a domain and that's it. You have an email done. Another thing that I actually do in my clinic is that I actually use a very soft perfume, flowery or anything like that, and I put it here before I put my gloves on, so that when I work on the patient, there is something pleasant to smell, not the glove smell. Your online presence. A lot of people don't understand the importance of a blog. And a lot of people assume the blog is a website. No, separate the two things. You might have a website with the blog in it, and you might have a blog and a website separate from each other. But the blog basically helps tell the people locally that you are a dentist and you have experience and you are a professional in what you're doing. You give them public information. You give them tips and tricks. Another thing people don't think, they think they should make a blog directing towards patients. Actually, you can actually do a blog towards dentists. There is Dr. Ihab, who has a Dubai dental clinic. And he actually writes, he gives lectures about implants, lecture about surgery, a lot of other things related to his experience. What that means, other dentists will actually go to his lecture to attend. He gives it for free. But because of that, they will always refer their complicated cases that need implants or surgery to him. So basically, he did indirect marketing to the patients. Here is OziDent. OziDent was actually my website I started in 2013. I created it because I had issues trying to be licensed in Saudi Arabia, and I didn't know the procedures. So I wanted to find out how to do it and actually teach other people how to do it. It started very small, but for 2019, I have actually 20,000 dentists registered on my website. So if you want to check, you can check it out. Social presence. This is the second part of the thing. You should have a social profile online. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Even though Google Plus is already, they canceled Google Plus this month, Google Plus was one of them. You need to make sure that you have the social media because everyone uses it. But you have to make sure that you separate the professional account from your personal account. Don't put pictures of you in the swimming pool on your business page. It doesn't work that way. Be humane and down to earth. Don't put on your social media, I'm the best dentist. I can do every case. I do so. No, show them that you are humane. You do surgeries and you do cases, but I'm not the best. I'm one of the best. Remember that when you put content on your website, on your social media, the content you're creating is towards the patients and not the dentist. So make sure that the content is non-dentist friendly. Another thing, a lot of people actually think social media, they should actually put advertisements, ads about the cases, offers. No, that makes your profile a spamming profile, which is unacceptable. You want to make sure that the people think you genuinely care, but you also express your offers. So there's a ratio of 20-80, 20% ads, 80% information. The content of your social media or your website it's important. And a lot of people should know the basics of videography and photography. Photography is important, but a lot of people don't understand the basics. So you need to know the lighting, you need to know how to use the camera, you need to know how to edit them so that your pictures are good. The most important thing, the pictures should complement your work and not the opposite. A lot of people use applications like this one that shows merging two images together. That is unacceptable when you have the watermark. Just pay the $1 and get the watermark off and make it look professional. A second issue is that if you notice the two pictures, they're not comparatively the same. Different position, different lighting, different everything. That's unacceptable. Try to make it professional in a way that it's exactly the same before and after. On the other hand, of videos, make sure to understand, people assume that videos need to be high quality, 4K. No, the most important thing about videography is that it has proper audio. So use dedicated equipment. I even have my own dedicated equipment there recording myself. Don't shy. This is a very important point. A lot of people should remember this one. Don't shy from asking your patients to do a review or a referral for your work. As long as they are satisfied with what you did, they'll gladly do the referral and they'll do the review. As long as you streamline it and make it easy for them to review. So what I do is that I actually create a QR code and put it behind my screen, behind my computer, so that when the patient finishes the treatment, I tell them, scan this QR code. It will send you to the Google review, so you can write a review and give me a 5-star rating, depending on how happy you are with the procedure. And you would ask why I chose Google Maps reviews. A study by Bright Local said, if your clinic has at least 47 reviews of 4 ratings or above, you will actually be in the top 3 of the local searches of that dental clinic area. So try to take advantage of Google reviews. It's free, and it's the best way for now. Now we start with the second part, which is everyone else other than the dentist. When I say the smile reflects everything, I mean it metaphorically and literally. Metaphorically, meaning that if their smile is good, then you're reflecting it to the patient that you provide a good service. That's why their smiles are good. And metaphorically, meaning that as long as they are happy, they give a positive environment to the clinic and make the patient feel happy. The one who answered the phone is the first impression of the clinic. And people don't understand the importance of properly training the receptionists and the call center to receive calls. Because if they're not trained properly, they can actually lead to loss of patient, not gaining patients. So teach them, train them, and it's not a bad thing to actually test them and call them as if you're a patient to check how they work. Here's something that Dr. Yasmin Khalid told me, and I actually respect, and she's here. She said, share the incentives. When I say share the incentives, don't share it with the dentist only. Share it with the dentist, with the staff, with the receptionists, with everyone. Because if they work together to reach, if you tell them, if you help me reach the goal, and I reach the target, you share it, they will actually work towards that with you. Delegate and be a team. There is no dentist that can do everything. And there's no dentist that can do all the management job at the same time. So it's not a shame, or it's not an issue to actually tell HR to do the HR work. Don't do it yourself. Do the advertising with a specialist or marketing. Don't do it yourself. And also in the same clinic, don't compete with the other dentists in the same clinic for the incentives. Don't. That gives a negative environment. Try to be a team player. Try to share it. A trick that we usually do in the clinics is that actually, I would have a patient who comes for a Hollywood smile. And I'll tell him specifically these words. I'll check your case, I'll check your problems, and I'll bring you the experienced dentist. I didn't say specialist, I said experienced dentist. The dentist will come because I don't want to give them the feeling that he's a specialist. He's not, he's another GP. The GP will come, he will look at the case with me, we will review the panorama together, and we will agree on a treatment plan. Because of 2 dentists agreeing on a treatment plan together, it causes social pressure to the patient to accept the treatment without any objection. So it's taking advantage of social science. Now, the third thing, which is the facility and the clinic. Don't do a VIP. Don't treat patients depending who they are or what they are. Everyone is important, from the day they get inside the clinic and the day they leave the clinic. Teach the staff and the receptionists to understand that they should stand up, they should smile, they should receive the patient when they enter. Don't let the staff be depressed or ignoring. Let them learn the etiquette of receiving patients. Add aroma, add visual, add relaxing music. All those aids actually make the clinic more relaxing for the patient to relax and accept the treatments. Always make sure we're treating the patients, all of them, as royalties. Free Wi-Fi, but with a catch. A lot of the malls we go to will actually give us free Wi-Fi, but as long as we provide them social information or personal information so that we can access it. We give you something, you give us something. So do that in your clinic. You can actually do it easily and for free. There's an app that's called Purple.ai that actually provides you the ability to make sure that the patient accesses the Wi-Fi as long as they read your offers, read your services, read about your clinic. So it's an easy way to collect data. Now we talked about the website or the blog before. Now we're going to talk about the website. The website is what your clinic provides as services, what they do, and what's your specialty. So you need to make sure that the website is optimized for iPads, tablets, phones, computer. Make sure it's optimized for it. Make sure it's up to date. You don't want to go to a website that says it was last time edited as 2013. That's horrible. Make sure that it's always up to date. Make sure something called call to action. Call to action is basically, see, when you open any website, you see a button that says call clinic or email clinic or book an appointment. Those are call to actions which make it easy for the patient to click on it and do an action directly. Click and call the clinic, it will call directly. Email the clinic, it will email directly. SEO. I'm not going to dive into SEO too much, but you need to understand SEO, why is it important? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Basically, it's telling Google, Yahoo, Bing, my website is like this, like this, like this, and we provide like this, like this, like this. So you need to tell Google, this is how a website looks like to us, and this is how Google sees the website. So if you don't tell them these are the keywords, they will not know, and they'll assume keywords from themselves. So make sure that you provide them the keywords so they know what your website is completely about. It's complicated, so I'm just saying that you should always consider the importance of SEO in your websites. Now, here is the most conventional thing about my presentation, advertisements, which I will not dive into all of them. I'm going to talk about one of them, and it's called, it's called Google AdWords. Why did I concentrate on Google AdWords? Let's say, for example, I searched what are Abu Dhabi clinics in Abu Dhabi. I'm not doing any marketing for anything, but I'm just going to give you an example that when I did clinics in Abu Dhabi, it actually gave me Dr. Michael's clinic, which is only in Dubai. Why? Because Dr. Michael actually paid Google Ads to make sure that anyone who searches dental clinics, whatever the location is, with us #1. You actually see the word ad. This is the benefits of Google AdWords. But the fact is you have to actually pay for each word and you bid on it. So let's say that Dr. Michael's paying for dental clinic every time you click on it, 50 cents. If you want to have the clinics under your clinic name, you have to pay 56 cents, 57 cents. There's a bidding war on the terms for searches. Stop me if there's anything you want to ask. Okay, here's the last slide. Okay. Basically, CRM is something that not many people utilize, but it's called Customer Relationship Management Software. Basically, imagine you have your own clinic and you want to dial or call a patient. The CRM will actually let you click on the patient's number and the number will automatically dial on the phone. The beauty in that is it actually logs the call, the timing of the call, the condition of the call. Did the patient answer? Did the patient not answer? Did the patient ignore? Did the patient complain? So that you will actually add to the CRM, this patient does not want me to be calling him between 1 to 5. He's sleeping. Or don't call more than twice. The patient hates that. So this makes sure that the patient knows that we remember and respect their desire so we don't repeat the same mistake again. Another thing that we can actually utilize is that you actually tell the CRM, tell me make sure you send an SMS to everybody who has a birthday on a specific day and send them happy birthday wishes, giving them a special offer that week. Say, hey, hi, Mohsen, you have happy birthday. I'd like to provide you not free bleaching, let's say 50% off bleaching for the whole week. Take advantage of it because it is your birthday. Something that I actually do is that I check in Abu Dhabi that how many patients had scaling and polishing done in over 6 months, and I actually send them an SMS reminding them the importance of routine checkup and scaling every 6 months, and they usually come back, 30 to 40% of them will actually come back to the clinic because of the reminder. Anyways, here's the references, and here's information if you want to ask anything about it.
Thank you, Dr. Mohsen, for this interesting lecture. We have a few minutes for questions, if you want to ask Dr. Mohsen. Thank you, Doctor.
Yes,
yeah.
If I want to transfer myself, let's say Twitter, what's the most important things that...
You need to understand, first of all, who's your demographic, because not everyone uses Twitter. Now it's more towards Instagram, so LinkedIn is more professional, so Snapchat is more into Middle East area, Instagram also. So if you want to use Twitter, you need to know who are you targeting. Are you targeting people, because Twitter tends to be for the people who are not, yeah, what do you call it? I don't want to say old people, but the people who are classical. Because if you're going to target them, then use Twitter. But Twitter for now, you can use something called Twitter ads. You pay paid ads for Twitter, but do you actually read your ads on Twitter?
Actually, I'm very close. I'm older. I don't use Twitter.
Okay, so you can understand the.
I don't know about social media.
Okay, okay, WhatsApp. You can actually do WhatsApp advertisement. Yeah, there's actually WhatsApp businesses, and you can actually send through the business account advertisements. That's much more reasonable as long as you're using it and you're targeting a special demographic. You need to understand who your demographic is before you can utilize a special thing. Okay? Any more questions?